You want to go play catch? No? Okay, I get it.
My dad would play catch.
Hello, and welcome back to another fun-filled episode of the Unlevel-Headed Podcast. I am Big James.
And I'm Nasty Nate.
And we are Sandbox.
SP.
Dun, dun, dun. Okay, today our episode is about good dad, bad dad.
I was fortunate enough to have a loving and caring father.
And I did not. But before we get into our stories, we're going to hear some words for our good buddy Meter.
Hey.
Hello, hello, hello.
What's up, man?
Nothing much. We're here sitting on the podcast, and we figured we'd holler at you and get your little input on this.
Howdy, Meter.
All right. What's up, man? Nathan?
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, dude?
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Oh.
We need to
It's been a little bit.
We need to get you on here sometime. We got to see.
Dude, I do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah, we was talking about it earlier. Anyway, our subject is good dad, bad dad. Now we're trying to keep it comedy, but you know, it's good stories and bad stories about your dad. Or it could just be a funny story if you got one.
It's
or two.
funny you bring that up, man. I've been hanging out with Daddy all day today.
Oh hell yeah!
I'm moving.
Yeah.
Moving back to camp, and we've been hell. It's starting to rain. I'm gonna go inside, but anyways, we was replacing floor in this damn new place I got, and it's like elevated. It's up real high, and so we was throwing out this old ass fridge. It's from like the 70s. And we was probably about 20 foot up in the air, and we shoved the damn fridge off of the deck. And as we was watching it fall down, we didn't know it, but Daddy was standing on the damn extension cord that knocked his feet out from underneath.
Threw him on the floor.
I thought he was going with the fridge. I was like, holy shit.
Just imagine he was wrapped up in it.
Yeah, he was, dude. It wasn't funny when it happened, but it's fucking hilarious after it's all said and done with.
Yeah, I was moving out of a second-story apartment one time, and I just, we had a couch, and I didn't plan on taking it with me. I was just cleaning out the apartment to get my deposit back, and I just threw it off the balcony, hauled it over there next to the dumpster.
Dude, this fridge is from 1979. It was Brett's old fridge.
I need to get him on here sometime, but he's got some good stories.
I'll tell you what, I got you a really funny story for y'all about my daddy. It's probably my favorite one because every time I think about it, it makes me laugh. Y'all remember P3, the laser tag play?
Dude, our last podcast, we actually talked about P3.
Yeah.
Okay, so for anybody that hadn't listened to the last podcast or hadn't heard, P3 used to be this place around here, just right outside of town, and it was this really, really badass laser tag place. You can go there and play games, eat pizza, and laser tag it up. This had to be in like 2008, 9, maybe. I don't know. Anyways, I was at my buddy's birthday party, and, you know, Daddy drove me there, and so we all got in there, and, you know, they put the damn light-up suits on us and whatnot, and they put you, it's an inside room, and it's really, really dark, and they've got like fog machines going and damn finger 11s playing, and you know, all the damn old 2000s rock. And anyways, you can't see shit in there. And me and Daddy was both on teams because it's teams of two. And it was loud and dark. And Daddy was like, all right, we're about to jump these dudes. He said, we're going to run down. There's this flight of stairs. And he said, we're going to run down these stairs, and we're going to cross around this corner, and we're going to, like, basically just, like, flank these two dudes we was, like, stalking. And so we take off running down the stairs, and Daddy's in a dead sprint. And whenever he crossed that corner, he just slams into this like 4-year-old kid.
Oh my God.
I'm talking about just fucking wipes this kid out.
Pistol whips him while he's at it.
Just run right into him, and that kid was, God.
And
Started crying, and Daddy was like, "Oh God, oh God."
he didn't hesitate to shoot him.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
by the way, bow.
Yeah. Oh, my point.
He was like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry," and we wound up having to quit. We had to go carry that kid out of there. Daddy fucked that kid up. It was an accident, but that's hilarious. I still fuck with him about that.
I remember sitting in that little room where they got the little TV
they
in
gotta
there, and they're like, "Hey, everybody, no running."
Oh, dude, I got
careful.
a story about that place. My buddy Roger, we get in that room, it's like no running real fast, no jumping, no getting on the floor. Dude, first thing my buddy does is run, jump, get on the floor, military crawls.
Broke all the rules. He's a fighter.
Yep.
Man, me and Kenny, we was talking about P3 the other day out on the job site. I really wish that place was still open.
Yeah,
I mean, I say that, but it's not like we would, it's not like we go there or nothing, but it kind of sucks it's not around there anymore.
And they had paintball too.
Yeah, they had paintball out back.
Big paintball course.
Oh my God, dude, the paintball was so much fun.
Yeah, we used to go up there. And we used to get our C4 tanks filled because you can actually go up there and pay them to fill your C4 tanks. We never played paintball up there, but that's where we go get our C4 tanks filled.
Dude, I remember we was gonna go to P3 one time, and we was like, yeah, we don't really got the money to buy like the stuff, and it was like, well, we got guns, and dude had it was one of my buddy's girlfriend's boyfriends. No, hold on, it was one of my it was one of my buddy's sister's boyfriends. He pulled up in his car, popped the trunk, was like, I got this box full of paintballs. I don't know if they're any good though. And he threw some in a gun and said, told my buddy, he said, run down that hill real quick. We'll see if these things are good. And he said, if they're good, then we'll take them, and I'll take y'all to P3. Dude, them things were bouncing off of them because they wouldn't bust.
Yeah, they're probably like stiff.
I think it was cold outside too. He had whelps on him.
What was you about to say, Meter?
Dude, I got shot one time. I was at P3, and it's like the only time I'd ever played paintball at P3. I got shot in the ear, and I was bleeding out of my ear.
Hey, I got shot in the temple one time, like 2 shots at the same time, like blah blah, and I haven't played since.
Dude, it's really fun, man. It's really, really fun. I wonder, like, how far we'd have to drive to go and find a paintball range around here.
I think there used to be one in like North Jackson somewhere. Like, I might be wrong about that. I know there's like a zombie paintball thing right now they're doing for like somewhere.
The last one I went to was closer to Memphis, and they had a pretty awesome setup.
I just want to get like some paintball guns with my buddies and go out in the woods and just have a war zone.
Yeah.
And see, I don't understand how this hasn't been a damn chess club idea. There's so many funny shit. There's so much funny shit we could do with them paintballs.
Yeah.
I mean, like, paintball guns, yeah. There might be something going on.
Neil, catch a paintball.
Yeah. Get Neil to catch a paintball.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Yeah, no, but you're talking about dads. Yeah, Daddy ate shit today with that fridge.
Yeah, dude, most of them, see, we come up with this idea because Nathan's like good dad, bad dad. He's got mostly like good dad stories, and I got one good dad story, and the rest of mine is just like my dad being a big piece of shit. Honestly. But I'm going to try to keep it funny, dude. It's like, yeah, like, I don't want to give none away, but yeah, whenever we drop this one, I'll send it to you, and you can listen at the stories if you want to.
Hell yeah, man. I tell you what, I tell you really, I gotta be careful how I tell the story because it's very, very vulgar story.
Oh yeah, that's what we like.
It's a very vulgar topic, but it's kind of a bad dad story. It's them, and he wasn't really that bad. He was just laughing at some really fucked up shit. But this was a long time ago. I was probably I don't know how old I was. It was about 2005. It was so long ago they were still selling lobsters in Walmart.
Oh yeah.
And and I was in Walmart with my dad, and I was real little. And it was the day I figured out what certain racial slurs were and what Tourette syndrome was. And we was walking through Walmart. Yeah, we was walking through Walmart, and this guy was like, basically just having like the episode of Tourette. And he was like, suck a dolphin's dick. Suck a dolphin's dick. blowjobs, blowjobs. I had no idea what that was, and Daddy's like, what the heck? And like, we was looking around. Anyways, some certain people walked by, and he started saying some certain things, and they got really mad. And that dude had his wife with him, and she was like, I'm so sorry. You got to forgive my husband. You got to forgive my. And she was giving out these cards, and my dad still has one of them cards. It was like, please forgive my husband. He has Tourette's syndrome, and he's having like an episode. And like, anyways, we left, and we seen that happen. And Daddy was fucking like laughing so hard at it, and I was laughing so hard. I didn't even know what I was laughing at. I just knew I just seen some crazy dude in Walmart. And we walk out to the car, and Daddy was like, oh, my God. And I was like, what's wrong with him? And he was like, that man has Tourette's. He can't control what he says. And I was like, Dad, what's the blowjob? And he's just like a piece of him died inside. He was like, fuck.
Dude.
He was like, don't worry about it. He was like, I'll tell you what, though. He said, what that man has, he said, what was going on with that man, he said, it's fucking hilarious. He said, but it's really sad at the same time.
Dude, I remember discovering bad words and stuff when I was a kid. My mom had a boyfriend, and I called him a cocksucker to his face, not knowing what that meant. My mom slapped me, dude. I'll never forget. I was like, oh, yeah, well, you're a cocksucker. And he just like, God. Dude, what? Dude, I
call it. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, I was like 7 years old, and I was standing on the edge of his bed, and I just looked at him like, oh, yeah, well, you're a cocksucker.
I called my mom a cunt one time, and I did not know that was like the N word for women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much is.
I did not know that. And I was in the kitchen, and I learned that word from like watching Austin Powers or something. And so I was doing the Shrek voice, like the fat bastard voice. I was like, why are you such a cook mother? Yeah. And she just looked up at me and was like, just like in shock. And Daddy's like, bust out laughing. I learned a lesson that night. I didn't get in trouble over that, but they was like, you can't say that. You cannot say that to a woman. I was like, well,
I don't remember saying too much. My mom used to whoop I'm the age where ass whoopings weren't illegal. If that makes sense. Yeah, I got fucked up pretty bad. Like to the point of like today I can be in another home.
Yeah, I've got whooped till blood was drawn.
Yeah.
I only got whooped one time. I was, believe it or not, I was actually a pretty good kid, but I was probably about 9, 10 years old. I punched my uncle in his balls. I punched him in his nuts, and he threw up. And Daddy was like, that's fucked up. That's fucked up, son. He was like, nuh-uh. He goes, that's not going unpunished. And so I had to go. We had a cherry tree out in our yard. And so I had to go pick out the damn switch. And anyways, I got my ass whooped over that. That's about the only time I ever got my ass whooped.
Apple limbs are way worse, man.
No.
But dude, doing some stupid mess when you're a kid. I stuck a cigarette butt to my mom friend Charlie's ass one time. Yeah, he was smoking a cigarette, and he threw his butt in the yard. I don't know what possessed me to pick this cigarette butt off the ground and walk up to him and literally stick it to his ass. And dude, he come unglued. He's like, dude, both arms went straight in the air, like he was like reaching for the sky.
Like
and
a big shot.
Like a Looney Tunes character.
He already had a high pitched voice. All hers. He turned around and looked at me. His eyes were huge, and I was like, "All right, I fucked up." And I just took off running, dude. I remember like, "You need to tell Charlie you're sorry." Like, what? And he just stood there like rubbing his ass, like, "Why'd you do that? Why'd you do that?" I remember getting tore up over that. Actually, might not have got whooped over that. My mom probably thought it was funny.
I wasn't very violent. I don't have a lot of violent story. I did stab my little brother in the forehead with a pen.
Hell yeah.
God almighty.
Yeah, he was just
good.
agitating me. I think he still got a mark from it.
You'd be like that.
Oh my!
You got anything else for us?
Nothing I can think of other than it's just I'm sitting here thinking, man, it's really funny whenever kids hurt adults.
Yeah, it'd be like that too.
It's really funny whenever a kid hurts a grown up. You sit there and watch them.
Dude, I remember getting whooped one time from somebody that wasn't my parents over something I very much deserved. I was, when you're a kid and somebody like play wrestling with you.
Yeah.
Well, it was.
And then they get hard.
Yeah, they get hard. No, we were. This was like a neighbor of ours and stuff, and I was wrestling around with it, and he had me like held down like he was choking me, but he really wasn't choking me. He was just playing. Yeah. And I don't know what possessed me. Like I was slobbering on myself, and I was like, "Stop, stop, stop!" And he was just, still like, And I turned, dude, right in his face, dude. That's when I realized it was like that's a no. Like you don't do that. And nobody ever. I never did no shit like that before. And nobody ever just looked at me as a kid like you don't spit in somebody's face.
No, that I'll tell you a story. That's weird you bring that up. One time, me and Daddy, I used to wrestle with my dad, and we got to wrestling, and I was like, "Stop!" And he was still fucking with me, and I wound up spitting on Daddy. I was probably like 7, 8 years old. Anyways, I got in a bunch of trouble over that. He didn't whoop my ass, but for some reason I think he washed my mouth out with soap. I don't know. I don't know how that fit the punishment, but I think that's what wound up happening.
Just in case you spit on somebody else, it'll be clean.
I've never had that happen.
I guess so.
I've never had my mouth washed out with soap.
You really?
I have.
No, I never.
My grandparents, they used to always do it because me and my cousins, we cursed like sailors, and they'd always wash their mouth out with soap.
My mom was pretty big on that Christmas movie, so she would always do it.
I never had I never really got like in trouble for cussing too much as a kid. The only time I ever got in trouble for cussing, I got a ride up at school because I called this girl Selena on the school bus a bitch, and they gave me a ride up, and I swear to God, the way it wrote on there was like, James called Selena her last name, whatever. And it had a big B on there in quotation marks.
A big B.
He called her a B. And I took it to Mama. She's like,
capital B.
And Mama didn't whoop me or nothing. She's like, why did you call that girl a bitch? And I'm like, because she is a bitch. Like, I was done in like 6th, 7th grade, but I never really cussed that much, like where I got in trouble about it. But I did call my mom's boyfriend a cocksucker. But that was kind of like, I didn't know that was a bad word. So, yeah, that was that.
Yeah, I tell you what. I remember if they called us cussing in school, they'd make us do ride-off.
Shit.
I guess that was some kind of like weird psychological juke out where, like, I don't know.
So I had gotten in trouble for cussing at school. I don't remember what it was, but it was a nursery rhyme with a bunch of cuss words in it.
What?
No, so like it was like, Jack and Jill went up the hill to, whatever.
Suck a pair of dicks.
Well, you know what I mean. Like it was a nursery rhyme that had cuss words in it instead of like the actual nursery rhyme.
Yeah. I
don't remember exactly what it was, but I remember going home and they had called my mom and said, "All right, your son got sent to the principal's office. You need to have a talk with him, blah, 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 when he gets home." And I remember getting home and she had asked me about it. And I was like, yeah, I don't understand what I said that was bad. And she's like, "Well, what did you say? What did you say?" Exactly like that. And I was just like, I come up with something off the fly. And she was like, "All right, yeah, I don't really understand why you get in trouble for that." I was like, "Yeah, I don't either." She was like, "You said some kind of word." And then I don't remember what letter it was, but it was like F or something, But I come up with like something, like a whole different nursery rhyme that didn't really cuss. And I was like, maybe they just didn't like that I was singing it wrong. And yeah, dude, I got away scot-free on that one.
You got ISS because you said...
No, I didn't get ISS. I was like in 1st grade probably.
There was a couple bullets I dodged back in the day over some stupid shit. Like, Oh yeah! One time we used to. When I was a little kid, they still had the old computers, like the Apple, floppy disk computers, the Oregon Trail and shit.
Yeah.
and they had this math game, and you could put your own name in there. I was putting words like sex and ass, and, and the dude, I got caught by the teacher one time, and I could have swore I was gonna get some deep shit. She didn't say nothing. Like she said, "Quit. You need to quit." And she
Dude, what was that? What was that one damn thing? I can't remember what you called her, but you told me the story one time. You was in high school or something, and there used to be the Microsoft mic thing, the text to speech.
Oh, yeah. It was Microsoft Sam. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, we had this black lady that was our typing teacher, and she wasn't like really like intentionally mean or nothing, but you'd always have those asshole kids in class that always like cause trouble.
Yeah.
And so she was like, they'd be like, man, you know, bitches are racist. It's like she really not. No, you're just a douchebag. But they get on there and they crank the speakers real high, and she'd be at her desk, and they type in on Microsoft text to speech,
yeah.
And they type in like Ratliff is a racist. And they would hit the click it, and it'd be like Ratliff is a racist. She's like, who did that?
Who did that?
And then it'd always be this kid Garrett in there, and he'd be over there. He was the only kid in there that had braces, and he'd be over there like, look like Alfred E. Newman, the Mad TV mascot.
I tell you what, the goddamn fucking Microsoft mic thing is fucking hilarious. I don't know why that thing sounds so goddamn funny.
Yeah,
but it's where you say the damn. Everybody's got a kid they went to school with named Garrett that was a computer nerd. We had one in Mickey called Garrett for Microsoft. He had like a speech list. He'd say, "Look at Microsoft." He'd go around and hang out in the computer lab back whenever there was computer labs. And,
man,
oh God!
I'll tell you another bullet I dodged. There was this kid who used to ride a school bus with us, and I think he had like severe ADHD, and he would like slap himself on the fucking thighs all the time. He was real skinny. He actually delivers pizza for Domino's in I ain't gonna say what town it is, but not too far from here. And he would sit there and like he would look out the window and he'd recite Dr. Seuss books word for word. So he'd be just like, you know, slapping himself in the knees, not even nothing. He'd be like, "That's Sam I am. That's Sam I am. I do not like that Sam I am. Do you like green eggs and ham? No, I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them Sam I am. Do you like them in the box? You like them in the fox? I'm going to eat them here or there, and I'll eat them anywhere." And he'd be, dude, he would say it perfectly. I would go get the book in the library and take it home and sit there and hold it and listen to him like, holy shit.
This is like audiobook before audiobook.
So I would always sit with him and try to talk to him and stuff because he was goofy and entertaining. And
don't you just love autistic kids?
Yeah, actually, but
God love them.
Dude, well, I will say this, dude. When we got to high school, he really calmed down. And everybody thought he was going to be the one to be the click, click, boom kid. But anyway, I was always trying to be friendly with him a little bit, and when we were in lower grades. But we got right behind it. We used to have this bus driver, and he was very flamboyant. I'm not going to dox him too bad, but he was a bus driver though. You don't see too many bus drivers that are like that. So this dude, I don't really know who he looked like. I would say like maybe compare him to like one of the Big Bang Theory nerds.
Yeah.
And
did he dress like one of them too? Just
he would always wear like the damn sweater vest and shit.
Sweater vest and red pants. Yeah,
it's just shit like that, and he'd always be like, "You're a big bully," and saying shit like that to kids, like you're gonna get in trouble.
I'm just imagining some dude wearing like the sweater, red pants, and like the Javier Bardem haircut.
Yeah, well, I want to tell you his name so bad, but I don't want to dox him. Okay, I won't say his last name, but his name was Chancey.
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 A very flamboyant, colorful person.
Bus driver.
Chancey, the bus driver. Jesus Christ.
Well, anyway, we hadn't even left the school yet. This is the end of the day, and we got in the seat right behind the school bus driver, and Zach's over. He's going 90-0, just slapping his knees, and like, "Zach, you ever do this?" Oh, I said his fucking name. I ain't gonna say his last name. Anyway, so he's over having him a fit one day, and he's 90-0, like just you know. So I'm over here like, hey, you ever do this? And I show him the middle finger, right? And I'm holding it down. I'm like, yeah, you ever do this and show it to somebody? He's like, and dude, he just holds that thing like he is proud of it. And he's just like, and I'm like, show it to the mirror. And dude, he didn't even hesitate. He stood up and saluted that motherfucker right to the mirror, dude. And he's just like, oh, dude, but we didn't even leave the parking lot yet, dude. He reaches up and grabs this kid by the arm and yanks him down the stairs. And he's like, oh, and dude, he comes back like, and I'm over here. I'm in trouble. He's gonna snitch on me. He gets back on the bus, and I've never seen this kid so calm. Like, this is probably what changed him. So was this. He's all like, dude, butthole tight, and he's sitting down looking forward. I'm like, you okay? He's like, they're gonna call my mom.
They're gonna call my mom.
Yeah. The whole way home, dude, he didn't move a muscle.
He's got James's name on the list somewhere.
Yeah.
Waiting to get crossed off.
I remember they used to steal his lunchbox in high school and run down the hallway with it. He was the only kid in high school that brought a lunchbox with him.
What kind of lunchbox was it?
Just a plain Jane, like just a fucking lunchbox. I remember my buddy Roger was in the hallway one time, and my buddy Roger was real hyperactive, like loud. Next thing you know, you hear Roger down the hallway from a distance, like, I got his fucking lunchbox. And he's running down the hallway holding this thing up like he's got a damn Viking head or something. And he's like, yeah. And I'm talking about all the kids are in the hallway and shit. Next thing you know, you see Zach. Fuck.
The singer?
Shut the fuck up. But, dude,
we'll believe that.
Yeah. So he's like, I don't know, like 20 feet behind him, trying to like wrestle through a bunch of other kids in the hallway, like, give it back. But, you know, I don't know. I was just thinking about bullets I dodged in school, like on different stories I probably could have got really tore up over.
Oh. It's a weird fucking thing. Hell, we keep on talking about school. We're gonna have that one weird dream where it's like we're back at school. Y'all ever have that?
Dude, I have that dream all the time. Like I'm failing, dude.
In our underwear.
Oh, or naked.
No,
like
I never had.
I
that
had to
problem.
work like fuck. I was like, you're fucking naked, and you're like, God damn, I need to find some pants. Well, I had one 2 weeks ago where it was like, you're gonna fail the grade. It's like you don't. It's like you. You're gonna have to.
Was you the same age you currently are now, or were you a kid again?
I don't know, man. It was weird. You know how dreams are. They don't really.
They don't explain themselves. They just happen.
Like it's just a POV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, whenever I graduated, it was down COVID, and so I didn't get to finish that. You know, my senior year was whenever they shut down the whatever. So it was already kind of weird, you know. There was already kind of stipulations about, you know.
I always forget there's a big age difference between us.
Yeah, the iPod wasn't even out when James graduated.
No, it was out. I got an iPod in high school. I graduated in 2010. If that tells you anything.
2015.
Yeah, I graduated 10 years after you did.
So you was 10, I was 15, and he was 20. 2010, 2010, 2015, 2020.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. What you just said didn't make any sense at all.
I meant 2010, 2015, 2020.
Yeah,
so we have a 5-year gap between the three of us.
Is it? Weather's supposed to be I thought I heard thunder just now.
Yeah, I heard the thunder.
I've been trying to I'll get to talking somewhere, like I'll go outside to the shed and it gets to raining so loud. I'm trying to get in a place where you can't hear the damn rain over the phone. Lightning.
Nah, you sound pretty good. I didn't know you was outside or nothing.
Yeah, you sound really good.
Yeah, I figured.
Sound really, really good.
We figured you'd be out and about tonight. I was just kind of, he's like, dude, let's call somebody. And I was like, let's see what Meter's doing.
Yeah, no, believe it or not, I've been moving all day and I've been taking care of that. And
so what's your new address?
My new address. 180 Mulberry Street.
So you moving back up there around your parents' place? Kind of close.
I'm moving back close to the OG stomping grounds.
I got you. I got you.
I'm moving. Y'all remember where my old house was?
Yeah, the one we broke into.
Yeah, the one y'all broke into.
Yeah, I guess that.
I'm in the neighborhood behind that.
Okay.
Like I could walk through that wood line to the new house. It's really weird how it is. Anyways,
old stanky town.
That was that being a dead end street.
Whenever we're not on the internet, I'll tell you about it. It's actually a really cool fucking place.
That's cool. We'll probably get off here pretty soon. We was trying to find somebody to talk to, and you're the first person we thought of, and you actually answered.
Yeah, we'll have to get you out here on the podcast one day. We do video.
Man.
We're doing video podcasts. So
yeah, we're doing it on video now. So it'll be on YouTube and on Spotify.
Well, cool deal. Yeah, just holler at me in advance, and we'll get it going.
Yeah, we usually do them on Saturdays, so yeah, we'll holler at you way beforehand. We'll schedule it or something, so that way it ain't no sneaking up on you.
Cool deal. Well, all right then, y'all. I guess I'm gonna get off here. I'll holler at y'all.
10-4. All
right, we'll see y'all. Take her easy.
Take it easy.
Bye-bye. That was a good little conversation with our buddy Meter. And can't wait for him to take the spot of this old asshole here. Old dirty dick in between us.
Dirty dick.
All right, so you want to kick this off with our... That was a good little conversation. We kind of went off subject, but it was funny.
Yeah, kept rolling with the punches. Now
like
we can get back on the daddy train.
Yeah, let's get on the daddy train.
All right.
So we should have called this podcast Daddy Issues.
I like that. We'll call it Daddy Issues.
You going to call it Daddy Issues?
Yeah. So,
dude,
first, we can talk about what did our dads get us. Like,
wait, we didn't discuss this. Is this something you're just throwing out there?
No.
What did our dad get us?
Yeah, things that our dads got us.
Shoot.
As we was growing up, memorable, things that our dads took away.
Dude, this is super hard for me. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. We did talk about this a little bit. Okay, I had to think about this. I can kind of go through a couple scenarios here. Do you want to go first?
Yeah. So, memorable thing. One year, my parents got their taxes, and we come home, and Easter, they got us a Xbox, a Wii, and a PlayStation 3.
All in one lick.
All in one lick.
Damn.
I had two other brothers at the time, and we had to pick a console. And this is a very memorable.
Wait, so they put y'all three in a line. It's like, three consoles.
Dude, it was like Pokemon.
So wait, who got to go first? The oldest?
Oldest went first.
Then you.
Then me. Then my little brother.
So obviously your older brother probably picked the PlayStation. I'm assuming.
He picked the PS3.
Did you pick a Wii?
I did pick the Wii. I was like, you can't go wrong with Nintendo. Dude. But it was a GameCube too.
Yeah, that's true.
But
I guess it depends. It depends on dude.
This was the model with the GameCube.
Dude, but imagine it's like, all right, oldest goes first. He says PS3. I'll be in the middle. That's fucking bullshit.
I wanted to put it. Imagine if I got the Xbox 360 and my little brother's like, yeah, I got the Wii. But no, I mean the Wii motion controllers. We was like, oh, it looks so cool. And Zelda games, I was there with the Zelda games. I was like, yeah, dude, I would play some Zelda games.
Madder than fuck, dude. It's I was caught in the middle, and the first one is like PS3. Like, I don't even fucking want it.
Yeah. But we were all in the same house, so we swapped them around every once in a while and this and that. But we had our console. Eventually, we got internet, and it was decent internet. It was shitty. It was terrible internet, but it was decent. We could get online with it and maybe not lag.
See, dude, I didn't get on the online train until PS3 was already. I got my first PS3, and I think the first game I ever played was DCU, DC Universe.
Yeah.
I played it online because it was a free download and everything, and yeah, I just never really jumped on. I did for a minute, kind of like I played like Red Dead Online a little bit, and I played a lot of WWE. I think I spent more time on WWE Online more than anything. But anyway, continue.
I think the Connect come out, and then that's when around the time I got internet was when the Connect come out. Around that time, maybe a few months before. Anyways, so when we got internet, me and my little brother traded. I was like, "Oh, we got internet now. I'm gonna trade my Wii for my little brother's Xbox 360," and he was game with it. So then I got his Xbox 360, and I was playing Call of Duty with
And
the
you get,
homeboys.
it turns out you have the red ring of death, and you get the.
It did end up getting the red ring of death.
Yeah, I got a story about that,
So-
but I'll save that for another time.
All I did was wrap it up in a blanket and turn it on, and it fixed it for a while.
So gifts. When I first started getting around my dad, I was probably, I don't know, 8, no younger than 8, and maybe 9, somewhere right in there. And my mom always like pretty much made me like beat it into my head, like didn't ever like try to keep me from my dad, but like your dad's not a good person.
Yeah.
And I just kind of like, I've never met him. I don't know this. It was just kind of like I never, So when I first started getting around him, he seemed cool, but he was living with my great uncle, his uncle.
Yeah.
And I started going. My mom actually started letting me stay with him a little bit because she got a night job and stuff. And he's like, well, at least you can get to start knowing your dad.
What was the night job?
I can't remember. What are you insinuating?
I was just wondering.
So I would go over there for a little bit, and what good memories I have of my dad is actually that literally little stretch there when he lived there. That's the only good memories I have of my dad. Is literally those. So, one time he's like, "I got you something. I got you a few things," and he had this poster. I don't know what it was, but he was like, "I got to ask your mom if you can have it." I was like, what is it? What is it? He's like, well, I can't show you. I got to show your mom first. And dude, I'm like 8. And he unrolls this poster, and it's all these like half naked women. And I went in and stuff. It's like, what do you think about that? And I'm like, cool. And
You're
mom's
8
like,
years old.
Mom's like, no. That's bad influence. And he's like, all right. It might be like a Budweiser poster or something like that. I think it might have been what it is. Something an 8-year-old kid does not need on his wall.
No.
I didn't start having like bikini models and stuff on my wall until I was like in high school, dude.
No, I never.
Yeah. So, or I didn't really have bikini models. It was mostly like wrestling divas. So anyway,
I kept all that shit downloaded on my laptop.
no, I just had the posters that come in the WWE magazines.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
But anyway, yeah. So Dad gave me this old wrestling mask because he knew I liked wrestling, and it was old as shit. I don't know where he got it, but he's like, "Here, you can have this." I was like, "Oh, sweet." So he gave me that, and
You still got it?
No, it's long gone. I could spit out real quick the stuff my dad gave me. And then a couple years later on Christmas, he came up and I was at his mom. I was actually pretty close with my grandma, his mom. So he had just randomly disappeared for a minute, and then he just showed up on Christmas at her house. This is kind of an ongoing thing, by the way. Yeah. So just randomly pop it up through the years. So
like Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Come bearing
So
gifts.
we were up there at my grandma's house. He's like, "Hey, I got you something." He actually lived near a fort, one of those like old military forts, and they always have gift shops and stuff at those. So he comes in, he's like, "Here you go, this is yours," and he gives me a grenade, like like a real grenade. But that's not, and like thinking about it, that's kind of cool, but it's like I was still young, dude, and it's like, what the fuck? And it was diffused, like it's not, it was. What do they call that? Like, retired or whatever. So I had that for a few years, and I think I ended up giving that to somebody, but I almost forgot about that too. But yeah, mom was like, that's kind of a weird gift to give a kid, So, yeah, and then a few years later, the PS3 had already been out, so this is the only thing my dad ever got. So he was like, I'm getting you something cool. And I was like, what? He's like, well, we don't have any game systems over here, so I'm going to get something you can have over here. And I was like, oh, heck yeah. So he's like, I'm going to go get like a PS. I'm going to try to get a PS3. And PS3 were fresh. And I was like, cool. You know, that's pretty cool. Hell, it might not even been PS3 might have been out. I might be overthinking this. Anyway, he went and got a used PS2. And I can't remember where he got it, like maybe GameStop or a pawn shop or something. So he got it in a few games, and we had some PS1 games and stuff. And I was like, oh, cool. So, but he'd have it over there, and dude, it was literally like, you got to take turns. And he would hog it.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, can I play? He's like, hold on. I'm like, oh my God, like you bought me a system. I can't even play it. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I had went and gone home, and I was like, all right. So all week long, I'm supposed to go back over next weekend. And I'm like, dude, I get to play PS2 over there. I ain't got one of these over here. So I went over to Dad's house. Where's the PS2? Where's the PS2? They have some of the games still, but where's the PS2? And I'm like, maybe they put it up because they got other young kids around there and stuff. So I'm waiting. Dad comes home from work. I'm like, where's the PS2 at? And he's like, oh, I had to get some money, so I took it to the pawn shop. I was like, dude, we had it a week.
And you didn't even get to play it.
No. I'm like, dude, but I bought this for you. And the sad part is, to this, my baby brother lives with him, or did, he don't anymore. He did the same kind of stuff to him. Like, he'd buy like a PS3 or something like that, and it'd just be gone. It's like, because he needed some money. I'm sorry. Anyway, that's the only stuff my dad's ever got me, honestly.
My dad's got me a lot of stuff, but like the more notable stuff is
Car.
yeah, and then yeah.
I was just throwing that out there. My dad never in a million years give me a car, dude. There's no way.
So the first car we got was a Mustang, but it would go into theft mode sometimes. So you might get stranded.
Yeah, your dad's such a dick.
Yeah, what an asshole.
Got you a car that goes into theft mode.
Then he bought me and my brother 2 Fords. He bought my brother a Ford truck and me a Ford Escape.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
I did pay him back for it though.
Yeah.
So he had this thing was like, so he spent $1,500 on this vehicle for me, and I paid him back $3,000.
I will say my dad was bad about doing shit like this, where it was like, see this car over here? That's going to be yours.
Yeah, like a damn Disney movie.
He would always
That's gonna be yours,
dude. When I first started getting around him more consistently, I was probably around 7th grade year or something like that. And this lasted for like a year. But the first time I ever started getting around him when I was like 8 years old,
Yeah.
that lasted for maybe 2 months tops. And he just disappeared. But years later, I started getting around him when I was in like 7th grade. And he had already had like a new family and everything. And he had moved back down here and stuff. And it was this whole thing. But, yeah, he's for some, I don't know how that's all come about.
Just normal dad shit.
I don't know, but it's like, oh, I'm going to change my ways and I'm going to be around you more and blah, blah, blah. That lasted from about 7th grade until right before 9th grade. And he disappeared again. But I'll get to that later. This actually correlates to some of the stuff I'm talking about. But, when I started hanging out over there, dude, he had this old, like, 73, 74 Dodge Charger in the yard. And I'm talking about this thing. It was like plants growing up through it. You know what I'm talking about? There was no floorboard. This thing was just a shell. And he's like, see that? That's a Dodge Charger. That could be yours one day. And I'm like, oh boy, scrap metal.
Yeah, I'll get a whole.
It turns out it wasn't even his, dude. It was the neighbors down the road. They had parked it at that place before he even moved there. Dude, they come up there one day. It's like, yeah, we're getting that Charger out, and it's like we sold it. Somebody's going to restore it. And it's like, all right. And I'm like, you said that was going to be mine, you ding-a-ling. Turns out it wasn't even his.
Yeah. So after the Ford Escape, My dad got me, or he
It's all
co-signed.
about you. It's all about you.
He co-signed for me a Toyota, and then he did
yeah.
some. He's done a lot of things car vehicle wise that I can't really talk about.
Oh, okay.
That really shaved my ass.
So, do you want to move into the actual topics we were
Well,
going to talk about, or do you want to keep
another-
talking about gifts your
well-
dad gave you?
Another very memorable thing was when we were growing up, my dad got me and my brothers dirt bikes. So fucking cool, dude. He bought him and his, my mom, he bought him and my mom 4-wheelers and bought me and my older brother a dirt bike, and then he got my little brother a little mini 4-wheeler. We would go out to family's house in like West Tennessee and just ride these trails down these farms, and we'd just be riding and riding. I actually almost got traumatized one time because we was riding down one of these trails, and it was literally out in a bean field or whatever. It was out in a field. There's nothing but like fields for forever. Well, I was riding my dirt bike, and I got behind the pack, and I was like trying to catch up with him, and my dirt bike dies, and I start screaming.
You got left.
Yeah, I'm serious, dude. I was having a fucking panic attack because they were all gone, like they were leaving. And then my uncle,
You were trying to crank it for an hour.
I didn't know how to crank it. It was push button.
Oh.
All I knew was dirt bike.
There was no kickstart on it or nothing.
It was just push to start. Well, I was sitting there like it died, and I was like, it wouldn't do nothing.
He was out of gas.
No, I was good. So I was screaming and hollering, and they were like just going away.
You still hear the motors on?
Calbo, one of my I think he's my dad's sister's husband, Calbo. He turned around.
It'd be your aunt's husband.
Yeah. So it was my aunt's husband.
So technically your uncle.
He turned around, wiped a bunch of mud off my dirt bike that was kind of, causing some issues, and then took off.
I got you.
Yeah, it was kind of traumatizing. But, yeah, my dad got me some dirt bikes. It was very traumatic.
Awesome.
A lot. He did. He also got us, he bought me and my brother a guitar, electric guitar and amplifier.
Fuel the fire. Fuel the fire.
Because we was wanting to get into playing guitar and shit. He did teach us one very valuable thing. When we was growing up, we always wanted to like sell stuff and like trade it and stuff like that. And he was like, "You're not getting rid of your stuff. You're keeping your stuff." And honestly, I can't think about how much stuff in my Game Boy collection, how much stuff I wouldn't have today if he would let us like do that kind of stuff when we was a kid, like take stuff to school and trade it with other kids.
I will say, like my dad being the way he was definitely made an impact on my life, dude. It's like if I ever have kids, dude, I was like, I would never leave my kids behind, dude. It's like I am all about like kids, like I mean not in a fucked up
Oh
way,
yeah, you're all about kids.
But like, dude, it's like I have a thing. Like I was like I what's the word? How am I trying to put this without sounding weird?
You love kids?
No, not I love kids. Like I just like camaraderie about kids or something, like just like, hey, and then if I've had like nieces and nephews and stuff, it's like, dude, it's like
You'll do anything for
like I'm just saying, it's like
a piece of that.
No,
I mean like
yeah, sure, whatever, man.
just family.
But no, yeah, it's like the way my dad did me really made an impact on my life about like appreciating what you got, because if he would have been around, I probably would have turned out to be a horrible person. I felt like, yeah.
I mean, you're not far from it.
Yeah, I'm a terrible person.
So from what I've heard,
yeah. Who you been talking to?
You wouldn't help me if I broke down on the side of the road. I already know it.
Sure.
There's other people.
I ain't got no jumper cables.
There's other people that are way more reliable and bald.
Don't call me. I'll call you. Anyway, let's get on to the real stories here before we start trauma dumping.
My dad bought me a weed eater for my birthday. It was probably the lamest gift.
Still with the gifts, dude.
Well,
Still with
that's
the
the
gifts.
last one. The last one was the lamest gift I ever got from my dad.
Wish my dad got me a weed eater. It'd been the best gift my dad ever got me.
He got me I think it was a Briggs and Strat. It was one of those.
He even talks about the brand.
It was one of those Tractor Supply weed eaters with the attachments that change out.
Yeah, your dad's such a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Couldn't get you a good weed eater.
That weed eater didn't last a year. It didn't make it through
What
the
an
summer.
asshole. What an asshole.
I almost never talked to him again for that.
You okay?
He just
So.
But no, yeah.
So you got mostly good dad stories, right?
Yeah, I got a bunch of good ones.
Not too many bad ones. I'm sure you might have a bad one or two, but I'm pretty sure you really got to talk about them.
I would say there's probably been 2 or 3 situations where I'm okay,
Yeah.
I feel like
I'm sure they don't compare in comparison.
not even close. If my dad, the stuff that I'm talking about, the 2 or 3 things that I'm talking about, it's they're stuff that just rub me wrong.
But then it's not necessarily bad, but it's
not terrible.
It's just kind of man, I got the shit on a stick on this situation.
My dad's never stole from me.
I wish I could say the same.
My dad's never, yeah. He's always there when I need him.
I wish I could say the same. You got me thinking of stories that I don't even have to tell. All right, so I've only got one real decent story about my dad that I remember. That's just a core memory to mine. But should I save this one or should I just get it out of the way?
A good one?
Yeah, it's the only good dad story that I can remember. There might be one somewhere else, but there's so much layers of shit that I can only dig up one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can't think of anything really good. And that's sad to say, but I can't. I'm not trying to sound like a douchey kid or nothing, but there's you just don't understand, dude. My dad is a horrible person, especially to me and my brothers and sisters. But I feel and I'm not trying to sound real selfish or nothing, but my dad really, really did me dirty compared to my other siblings. And they also got done dirty too, but I feel the position that I was in, he was young as fuck when he had me, so I was the test baby. Yeah.
He was the first one?
Yeah. He was
So he was just getting started.
Yeah.
Warmed up.
He was literally
he was warm up.
He was a teen kid.
Well, let's get started. Tell me a bad one.
Bad one. Okay. So this would have been 7th grade, right around the same time as the whole getting around him for the after the first time when I got around for a couple months. So this has been during the stretch that I got around him when I was in 7th grade. So me and a bunch of my friends were going to church real heavy during this time. And we all at the same time was dude, we all need to get baptized together. Not in the same pool, but, take turns.
Yeah.
So we're all going to get baptized. And I was all excited about it. I was and at this point, dude, I actually took it serious. I stopped cussing for a long time and this and that and trying to change my ways. I did. It really did sink in a lot, but it's I eventually started cussing again, but I did have a change of thought about a lot of things. But so I'm over there that weekend, and Sunday I got to go to the church and get baptized. And all weekend I was yeah, I'm getting baptized. Will you take me into the church and everything? He's oh yeah, no problem. And I was oh sweet, this is going to be awesome. And he's I'm glad you're happy. I'm glad you're happy. That's awesome. And I was proud of you.
Yep.
Well, Sunday's coming, and I'm ready to go to church and stuff. Well, we get in the van, and we go to church. And now I get there way too early. Nobody's there. So I'm all right, we'll just wait around a while. We get to the parking lot. Dad's and I get out, and And he still got the truck. And he's looking at me. He's like, well, hope you have a good time. And I'm like,
Oh my God.
I'm like, are you not going to stay? He's like, yeah, this ain't really my thing. And he just drives off, dude. I'm like, dude, like heartbroken. Like, man, it's like my dad don't even care that I'm getting baptized.
And nobody else was at the church.
No, like we were there way too early. Dad's like, I gotta go lay some brick. We got a little job we gotta do. And
You think he was really laying brick?
the neighbor he lived next to, he did the odd job. He was a bricklayer, so
Yeah.
to make extra money, that would help him sometimes, and that's what he wanted. He, instead of going and watching me get baptized, he rode off with the neighbor dude to go lay some brick.
Well, he had to support his family, you know.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, I'm not good. I can get into it. During this time, it was a horrible time. So yeah, he dropped me off from a baptism, dude. And I remember that my mom was there. My mom came, and everybody came. My buddies were there that got baptized with me. It was a good day. And yeah, I just remember he just dropped me off. I was like, well, hope you have fun.
So let me tell you that. All right, so this is kind of a bad story. My dad almost screwed me over.
Oh, I thought you were like, here's a bad story. My dad almost screwed me.
No, it involved church. So
ooh, you gonna dox your dad?
No, I got in a little trouble one time.
So you just before warned, you're close with your dad to an extent right now. So your dad might listen to this at some point. So do you want to criminate yourself?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Because I don't give a fuck if my dad listens to this or not, dude. They can eat a mean one.
I don't mind if my dad listens to this.
Well, good.
So
you dad.
So yeah, I got into a little bit of trouble, and I started going to church and got right with the Lord.
You thought church was going to fix your problem.
Well,
I'm just joking.
I had a church buzz that come pick me up, take me to church Wednesday and Sunday.
Church buzz. I thought you said I had a church buzz.
Church buzz.
Whatever that is.
But yeah, I started riding to church and doing the whole shebang and
just riding to church, doing the shebang.
trying to get my life back on track.
Getting that church buzz.
Well, I was going to some youth. You know, what's it called where the youth get together in a big thing?
We used to call it Team Kid at the one church, and then we called it the youth. Like, it's just youth.
I don't remember what it's called, but it's like a big youth. All the youth get together.
Yeah, like Wednesday nights kind of thing.
This wasn't just a Wednesday night. This was like a big thing in like Nashville.
Oh, YEC.
Yeah, the YEC.
I got a story about YEC, dude.
So we went to the YEC.
Youth Evangelism Conference, something like that.
Yeah. So we went to the YEC.
It was like a big concert and stuff, right?
And
we might have went the same year.
All right. So real quick, you know, the guy up there is talking about porn and this and that and porn, you know. Anyways, I'm sitting here looking, you know, and he's like, everybody that needs to get right, you know, y'all step forward and we'll pray and da-da-da. So I'm like looking at my buddies and then they're looking at me and I'm like we're all looking at each other and we're like,
who's going to go first?
Because we was all waiting on each other to go.
If you go, I'll go.
Yeah. It was like a very awkward moment because like we're all supposed to like be bowed and like nobody looks.
Y'all looking at each other and it's bowed.
Yeah, we're all supposed to be eyes closed looking down. If you need to get right and you're in this situation where you're, you know, and you need to whatever and we're all like eyes open looking at each other like waiting. All right, anyways, we'll get off that. So back to my dad. I went to the YEC. And I go to the youth conference, and my dad gives me $100.
All
right.
Yeah.
Well, when I got back home, he told me that I needed to spend that $100 up there, and all I did was buy a T-shirt, and I was going to save the rest of the money. And
I ate on it.
No, he took the money back because I didn't spend it.
Dad, you're an asshole.
Yeah.
That's a horrible
He said,
thing, dude.
I gave you that money so that you could spend it while
Dad
you
took
were
his change back. My dad took the PS2 back to the pawn shop.
But he said, I gave you all that money so that you could spend on your trip, and you were kind of being greedy and not,
You're not a good Christian. So let me tell you about YEC, why you just mentioned it, because I'll probably never tell the story again. So we might have went the same year, because let me tell you what happened this year. So where they do it at was Municipal Auditorium. Is that what it was?
I think so, yeah.
Which is that arena is in Nashville, but it's not the Bridgestone. It's on kind of like up the street. We went there and we got out front, and it was tons and tons of kids from other churches, like from all over the place. Apparently this is a big deal.
Yeah, yeah.
So we get up there, and there's like all of us in front of it. We're waiting to go in. It's kind of cold outside, dude. So I'm standing there with my buddies and stuff, and they're like, all right, we need 3 kids to come up here. And this is outside, right? And they're at the top of the steps, and everybody can see. It's like, what about you? What about you? It's like, yeah. And it's the kids like, yeah. It's like, come on up here. Come on up here. And then, so they picked some other girl, or I think it was, or whatever. And it's like, yeah, can you come on here? And my buddy's like, he wants to go. He wants to go. And he's pointing at me. I'm like, shut up. And they're like, you want to come? I was like, he's like, come on up here. Come on. You're the one in the camouflage jacket. Come on up here. I'm like, oh, boy. So I got to get up there, and dude, there's thousands and thousands of kids there, dude. And I'm standing there, and they're like, all right, we want you, the first kid, we want you to make a big old Y. Big Y. And then they're like, the other kid's like, all right, we want you to make an E. Like, something like that. It's like, and we want you to make a C. So, and when they're like, when we say YC, you yell out your letter. And there's the first kid's like, Y. And next kid's like, E. And I'm like, he's like, Mike, and I was like, see. He's like, are you happy to be here? Yeah. They're all energetic, and I'm just like, calm down. Why did you do this? And I get back, and my friends are like, you look like an idiot. Dude, yeah. I remember YEC.
To be continued. Sorry. Not sorry.